Until now, I've chosen not to do any videos at all about AI taking over jobs because I don't want to be alarmist. But the reality is, AI is advancing so quickly that it would be irresponsible of me to not do a video on this, particularly for my viewers that are 45, 50, or older. And we're hoping to be able to stay in our current job until we can retire. We could put ourselves in a difficult situation if we're not aware of the jobs that are at most risk for AI replacing us and us being forced out before we're ready to go. And I just came across a report that Microsoft put together in the summer of 2025, and I think it's an excellent report. So we're going to start off there. The report is by Microsoft's research division, and Microsoft is one of the major investors in OpenAI, and they're currently considered one of the winners of AI. They really have a front row seat to what's going on. The report's called Working with AI, Measuring the Occupational Implications of Generative AI. But the important thing is I'm going to give you a list of the 10 jobs that are most at risk. Now, I'm going to show you how they did this. This is not a video about explaining their report, but I want to show you the complexity that they went into, which you would assume that a company like Microsoft would do. But here you can see what the skills are, like provide information to customers and lining it up with the roles. And you can see on the right-hand side, we've got a list of jobs. And we're going to start off, the Bureau of Labor Statistics breaks down every job in the United States into 23 major categories. So we're going to start there, but then we're going to get specific, and be sure to stay to the end because I'm also going to share information about the 40 jobs that are most secure against AI replacing our jobs. Okay, so Microsoft takes these 23, they're called SOC, Standard Occupational Classifications, and they show what the risk is of each of these positions here. And surprisingly, the very first one is sales and related positions. Now they have three different categories: coverage, completion, and scope, and then they get a score. And of the 23 high-level categories, the number one is sales and related. Then you can see, we'll go down this list quickly: computer and mathematics, office and administrative support, community and social services, art, design, entertainment, sports, and media. Some of these are really surprising. Business and financial operations, educational instruction and library, architecture and engineering. And I'll unblur the rest of them here so you can just see them. But Microsoft acknowledges that some of this is going to be surprising to us. In the report, they say, while it may have been surprising at first glance to see these occupations with high A applicability score, they note that this is explained by AI's ability to communicate information, which is a substantial component of these occupations. Now, note that they mentioned Table 3. So let's go to Table 3 because this is where the specific jobs are that are at risk. So let's go through this. I'm going to go through the top 10, and then we'll unblur the entire list so that you can see it. You can pause the video. But the first one, yes, I completely agree, is interpreters and translators of foreign languages. You can see that that has a coverage of 98% fit. So the next one, unfortunately, but fortunately, there's not many people in my audience in the first two categories. It's historians, but there's going to be a lot of you in some of this list. So stay with me. The next one is passenger attendants. The one after that is sales representatives of services. And I think what they mean by that is maybe a lawn care service, a home cleaning service. And the sales representatives are reaching out and trying to sell these services. The next one, writers and authors. I do some writing. I can tell you AI has really increased the level of skill for my writing to the point where I used to pay editors to say, "Hey, help me make this better." And I don't have to do that anymore. So completely agree with that. The next one, customer service representatives. The next one, CNC tool programmers, telephone operators, now ticket agents and travel clerks. I don't know how many of those are around. The next one's surprising, broadcast announcers and radio DJs. So I guess Microsoft thinks that we're not that far away from when we turn on the news, when we listen to the radio and are listening to a DJ, that it will be AI. And the synthetic voices are like 95% of the way there. And unfortunately, I think people like myself are at risk as well. The ability to generate a video, right now their services, I could submit this video to a service and they would create this background and I could just write a script and have AI do the whole thing. So it's a big change that we're about to see. Next one is brokerage clerks, and then farm and home management educators. And then I'm going to go through three more: telemarketers, which doesn't surprise me, concierges, and political scientists. Now, stay with me because I'm going to go through the list of jobs that are least at risk, which is really important. We'll unblur this here. Before I go to the jobs that are least at risk, I do want to thank this video sponsor. It's Chapter. And you can see that making good decisions is really important as we look at our jobs and our careers. And as we get older and we're thinking about Medicare or we're on Medicare, it's really important that we make good decisions regarding Medicare because unfortunately, according to Fidelity Investments, the average family, the average couple is looking at $165,000 per person over the rest of their lifetime once they reach 65. So it's super important that we make a good decision because it is such an expensive expense for all of us. And I want you to work with an expert that has your best interests in mind, which is why I'm glad to partner with Chapter. And one of the reasons I feel Chapter has your best interest in mind is one, I met with the team, and two, I met with two of the co-founders, and three, I'm getting feedback from viewers like this that left a comment in one of my videos. Chapter, pleasantly surprised. I called thinking they would just try to push hard on some advantage plan. The guy did not. He actually said that original Medicare and a supplement were the best choices. Not sure how he, Chapter, makes any money off that advice, but their street cred sure goes up with me because I didn't get the expected car sales guy pitch. I don't want you to get a car sales guy pitch. I want you dealing with experts that have your best interests in mind, that are listening first and giving their advice based on what's best for you. Thank you again, Chapter, for sponsoring this video. Okay, now let's get to the good news in the video. And these are the jobs that are least at risk of being replaced. Um, and some of these are, not surprising. The first one is a phlebotomist. A phlebotomist is the person that takes the blood out of your arm when your doctor says we need a blood sample. Next one's a nursing assistant. Happy to see that. My youngest daughter is a nurse, so I'm happy to see that at least the assistants are protected somewhat from AI. The next one's hazardous removal workers. The next one is helpers for painters and plasterers. The next one is embalmers. You can see these are fairly specific, so I'm just going to unblur the list so that you can see the entire list. But it's important to plan. Many of us are planning on working to 65 until we retire. But according to Goldman Sachs, and this was before AI, only about half of us make it all the way to the age that we were hoping to until we retire. And the rest of us are forced to leave early, either because of our personal health or we want to help out our aging parents, or maybe we have a younger child, an adult child that needs some of our help. So there's twists and turns along the way, and to plan for your twists and turns, I urge you to have a financial plan. The gold standard is to work with a financial advisor. If you're not going to do that, I think the next best thing is to use software designed for you to come up with your own financial plan, your own retirement plan. Don't do it in Excel. Don't do it in Google Sheets. A, it takes too much time. B, we're all likely to make a mistake doing that. And C, why do that? There's great software that's very affordable. And the software that I like is called New Retirement. It used to be called Bolden. You can get it at the link here or in the link in the description. And if you use these links, I am an affiliate, and so you'll be supporting the channel. And the YouTube algorithm says this is the next video of mine specifically for you that you should watch next. Thanks for watching this one. Bye-bye.